Welcome back to another episode of Ripper's RapCast, episode 5, Baddest Man Alive. We're sponsored by I Sell Glass. Go to isellglass.shop and use the code word RIPPER at checkout, RIPPER, to get 20% off on bongs, pipes, the coolest dab rigs, all the stuff you need to get your fucking smoking habit on, man. I'd like to start off this by saying I appreciate the attention span and everybody wondering about the hiatus, and we're going to be bringing it back with interviews with different artists and switching up the flow, trajectory, and just overall direction of the show. Basically, though, I'd like to first start it off by talking about some shit y'all need to know in hip-hop. If y'all haven't heard these 3 songs, y'all need to get up on them. They're classics. A lot of people know them, but a lot of people don't. First off, we got Outkast, Roses. Y'all got to check that out, man. Especially the impact that Andre 3000 has. Andre's inspired everybody from fucking Kendrick Lamar to Eminem to, you're going to have to wait to find out. The second song I'd like to say, another super influential group, bunch of instruments that they play, variously switching up. They're on the fucking Jimmy Fallon show, The Roots, Dear God 2.0 with Monsters of Folk, I think. Tariq Trotter, aka Black Thought, one of the greatest MCs of all time, some of the best lyricism you're ever going to hear from anybody, no matter what it is, whether it's fucking Shakespeare or someone delivering the most beautiful, heart-wrenching speech you've ever heard. Finally, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Y'all go check out Grinding All My Life if y'all ain't heard it. Get inspired by Nipsey. Speaking of inspiration, like I said, man, Kendrick, Eminem, Lil Wayne, myself, several T.I., fucking Kanye, all kinds of artists have been influenced by Andre 3000. Andre has led to people increasing their flow, their storytelling, going out and reaching to something different. Like Jay-Z said, 3000 like a male version of Lauryn Hill. I mean, Outkast is just fucking Outkast has some of the greatest songs I've ever heard, man. Some classics. Sorry, Miss Jackson. So Fresh, So Clean. Man, y'all gotta go out there. Quimina, check all that shit out, man. Now, speaking of people they've influenced, Kendrick Lamar is supposed to have a new album coming out. It's crazy the amount of time between the albums. He's waiting years and years between fucking album releases now, and a lot of people are doing stuff like that. Some people just putting out some shit. Like right now, I'm just putting out TikTok videos and just putting out some free music for you guys, trying to get my name out, increase things, and then eventually be able to have my own company and have everything going to where I'm making money off of my merchandise, off of all the equipment, and off of whatever, man. Mixing up shit for people, who knows. Maybe doing some more podcasting when I get a better, cleaner studio set up. Albums from now to 2003. Such a big difference. A lot of things are a big difference, man. People used to go and pay for it. Yeah, you got all the streaming shit, illegal downloads, infecting sales and shit. But people don't really go out and purchase things and have the physical CDs anymore. And therefore, they don't really get like the whole project and the whole concept of what the artist, if the artist is putting a conceptual or like a package album out there, something to give you some kind of ideas, you're not getting it. You're just sitting there and listening to it and understanding a little bit. Maybe a couple of songs, maybe the hottest songs or a couple that you and your homies listen to, but that's it. Most people listen to 15 different artists in fucking half an hour nowadays, basically. They don't even finish an entire song, and most people ain't even writing entire songs. They might be shortening the attention and time span, like TikTok feeds and all these shorts and reels. They're affecting people. They don't want to listen to a full 3-verse, several choruses, couple bridges and shit. They just want maybe 2 hooks and 2 fucking verses, 3 hooks and 2 verses or something. Maybe a little intro or some bullshit at the beginning. Lil Wayne got one of the sweetest intros, one of the simplest things of all time with that lighter flick though, right? Everything evolves, man. I said albums changed in 2003. From 2003 to now, look at how mixed martial arts has fucking, you had people like Hoist Gracie and Ken Shamrock and Mark Coleman running the heavyweight division. And nowadays you have people like Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou, for example. Cyril Gane being such a smooth, technical striker, and Francis being the powerhouse that he is, defending his title last Saturday night at UFC 270. And even though there was some controversy in the main and co-main event, as far as the scoring and shit goes, the rules being what they are, even though Francis had a lot of control, and in my eyes, Francis won the fucking fight. In the old set of rules and judging criteria, Francis would have won it. But if you look online and read the new rules based off of that, and the Weasel, y'all go check him out, the Weasel MMA. He does a lot of fucking good MMA videos. He talked about how that doesn't matter as much, and when you read the rules, it's true. Top control, if you're not doing as much and going for submissions, doesn't mean as much as the dude who tried to finish the fight with submissions and who might have landed a couple less strikes, even though at the end of the day he was busier, Francis was, and did a lot more. You'd score, a lot of people scored the first, second, and the third, at least the second and third for Cyril Gane, and then the fourth and fifth, maybe the first, fourth, and fifth for Francis. I agree with giving the nod to Francis, but I don't agree with the judging criteria and how the shit is. Like how in certain cities you can knee somebody. If they got one knee down, you can hit them in the head with the knee, but if they're in another city, you can't. It's stupid. You're not going to be thinking about that shit when you're in the middle of a fucking fight. 20 minutes in and you got bloody eyes and your elbows are all scraped up, your face is fucked up, your gut's hurting, you've been kicked in the spleen all night, you can't fucking walk because you got a dead leg from all these fucking shin kicks going to it. Heavy shit, man. A lot of MMA fighters are starting, like, even though he's transitioned from the UFC onto some Jake Paul bullshit, whatever the fuck's been going on with that, Tyron Woodley, who was one time one of my favorite fighters. You know, everybody goes through a downslide, but Tyron and several other fighters have gone into music and acting using mixed martial arts as a platform. And it's amazing how many millions and millions more subscribers the UFC has every year that I check on it. It's something that's been an integral and entirely huge part of my life for as long as I can fucking remember. I remember being 9 years old, having a laptop for the first time and looking up George St. Pierre versus all kinds of different fighters on like underground circuits, trying to figure out who GSP was because he was a fighter that I was hearing a lot about at the time and shit. And then he went on his run, taking the belt from Matt Hughes, and man, watching hundreds of fights a night or hundreds of fights a week, watching, 20, 30 fights a night, whether it be Ryzen or one championship, kickboxing, Muay Thai, watching some jiu-jitsu matches, Chael Sonnen, Submission Underground, just different grappling tournaments. Watching some of Faraz Zahabi's shit that he's got going on over at TriStar. Yeah, John Danaher's Death Squad always running shit with Gordon Ryan and them. And speaking of the fucking integrating hip-hop and MMA, I like to get back to hip-hop, and I'm going to play something for y'all by Fredo. As somebody who I've talked to a few times online, and man, I appreciate all the support and love, and just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Keep killing shit, finding different patterns and finding new bending wordplay, and just use your lyrical expertise and exercises, dog. Keep it up. But yo, here's a song by Fredo. Y'all peep this.
In reference to MJ, my reflections reflecting my complexion. I'm starting at the man in the mirror. A dark past made my bright future clearer. In my school days, I was cutting class, posted in the hallways, caught by the teacher ISS for the whole day. My sky was dark and gray, so therefore rain's about to pour. Now I'm in my mind brainstorming how I'm gonna change the forecast. Okay, I got a better ideal. Lost control, driving reckless, had to regain.
Alright, now we back. I would like to plug my song for High CZ, which is High Sunday, and Life is CZ or CZ Wonder. It's a collaboration. Y'all check that out below. I'm going to have the link right here, and I'm going to slide it in right here for y'all.
Like, see me ablaze, it might be me in space. The light beam in your face, your wife screaming your name. It's like scheming the bank or hitting the wrong or right team with a tank. I just miss it, we developed, dog. Trust none, cause lust comes, she enveloped all. Dreams of us all, living life a luxury. Team gets involved, give advice and love for free. Seen this up in them hopes of a distant past. Seen shifts, it exposed, it's a vicious task. Lays ahead of me, my ways to better me. But rage regrettably be traced to the head of me.
Alright, Now, later on tomorrow or the next time we have a podcast, we're going to have an interview with my homie Moreno. We're going to talk about cultural influence, how hip-hop is spread throughout the world. If there's any other topics you guys want to talk about, whether it's stories, whether it's some new merch, I'm going to get some new merchandise for the podcast. I hope y'all like the new logo and shit. We're just going to build it up from here, and bit by bit, it's going to get better and better. But tonight, I just wanted to get something out there to get some steam rolling. So, even though this is an official fucking episode 5, Baddest Man Alive, named so after Francis Ngannou defending this title, even though traditionally boxing's heavyweight champion was called the baddest man on the planet. The baddest man on the planet is the fucking UFC heavyweight champion. Let's be honest, man. Y'all, rest in peace.